So previously we've covered the famous Johnnie Walker Red, the Black, the Double Black, and the Gold Reserve. But today we're going to dive into a less well-known Johnnie Walker, the Green. Now, it's the only Johnnie Walker that is grainless. That's right, it's not a blended Scotch, it's a blended malt. Malty goodness. Here we come. This is Whisky. I'm John Chidgey. Always remember to drink responsibly, in moderation, and where and when appropriate. Feel free to like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and visit engineer.network/whisky, without the E, to learn how you can support the show. Thank you. I got my sample of this from Scott's Whisky, and I got a 30ml sample for this puppy. The Johnnie Walker Green is an interesting entry in the Walking Man's lineup, and one of only a few in their core range that I haven't tried yet. It's great to have different choices in terms of this. I've had a lot of my samples from Horny Pony, but Scott's Whisky has also got some great selections, and Scott's actually goes more with, I would say, less rare options and more standard options. So they would, for example, have Johnnie Walker Green, whereas Horny Pony would be focused on more on rarer releases. They both have their place, and so I've had a bit of a balance of different samples from each. So I'm grateful that Scott's exists, and I can see myself getting more samples from him in future. So thank you, Scott's, for that. Now you can grab a full-size bottle of this, 700ml, from Dan's for 116 Australian dollars. It's bottled at an ABV of 40%, and of course it's both chill-filtered and colours, and these days it's part of Johnnie Walker's core range, although that wasn't always the case. I'll get to that in a second. Now it does carry a 15-year age statement, and it's blended from single malts matured in both American and European oak. The Green Label was originally introduced in 1997, but it was called the Pure Malt 15-year. They renamed it to the Green Label in 2004. Now, except in Taiwan, the Green Label was unavailable between 2012 and 2016, but Diageo brought it back due to popular demand in other parts of the world. Call it demand or public outrage. Potato, potato, whatever. It never left the Taiwanese market, because it was always one of their biggest sellers for Johnnie Walker in Taiwan, because in Taiwan, for whatever reason, they have a penchant for blended malts over there. I'm not arguing with that. Don't blame them. The website and the bottle state made entirely with single malts from the four corners of Scotland and aged for at least 15 years. And it also says a harmonious blend created with only single malt whiskies, including Talisker from the Isle of Skye for its intense smoke and spiciness, Linkwood from Speyside for freshness and vibrancy, Cragganmore, which brings fragrance and maltiness, and Carl Ila from Islay for its big maritime character. Damn, that sounds really good. Okay, well, tasting notes from the Johnnie Walker website state: the colour, a rich golden glow. Glowing whiskies again, sure thing, alright. On the nose, earthy aromas of light garden fruits that are married with florals. Floral what? Okay, whatever. On the palate, rich wood notes with Highland oak and cedar. Okay. On the finish, a smoky finish from peated island Scotch whiskies. All that sounds damn good to me. So, Johnnie Walker Green. Let's have a taste, shall we? Never tried this before. So for the colour on that, I'd call that like an amber colour, neither light nor dark, just kind of in the middle. Nothing particularly special, but then again, it's coloured, so what would you expect? In terms of legs, just starting to run now. They are fast-ish running. Yeah, they're getting quicker. But you know what? It's chill-filtered and it's coloured, so it's, yeah. I'm not so thrilled by either of those, but it is what it is. All right. Let's see what we get on the nose. Oh, that's not what I expected. Oh, that's bright, fruity, and floral. Oh, that's very floral. Oh, I'll tell you what, that is really not what I expected. It's almost like a Highland sort of... Ooh, that's bright and delightful. It almost has it almost smells a little bit like a Japanese whiskey in that respect, anyway. I'm searching for the peat. I'm not getting the peat on the initial nosing, that's for sure. Whew, that's really not what I thought it would be like. In a good way. That's nothing at all like a red, a black, a double black. It's just not. All right, let's see what we get. I'm very curious. Wow. Okay, I almost didn't want to swallow that. It tastes so just delightful. It's got a nice creaminess on the mouthfeel. I'm really surprised that it's actually that you can chew on it a little bit. It's like it's sticking around in the mouth, because I wouldn't expected that out of a chill filtered whiskey. But not all chill filtering is created equally, that's for sure. You know, always she's a wee bit malty, and that's good. I don't have a problem with that either. Oh, dear me. Wow, that's really interesting. I can taste a little bit of that Talisker. It's a slight, super slight salty brininess to it. So subtle though. But I can taste it, I can taste that. I can taste the Talisker. That's not bad. Gosh, it just does not smell the way I thought it would. Even the tasting notes, I know I kind of roll my eyes at them, but they're actually pretty close on the nose. Not so sure about the earthy aromas though. I think definitely there's bright, light garden fruits, and it's definitely floral. It's so light, and I'm trying to I get I keep going on hibiscus. I don't know why, but it's very bright. I don't mind that. Well, geez, that's good. That is quite good. I've heard some people say of the Johnnie Walker lineup that they'll only drink the green. Beginning to see why some people say that. But this is unlike any Johnnie Walker I've ever had. If you gave me this in a blind tasting and said pick if this is a Johnnie Walker or not, I don't think I could pick it. It does not taste like a Johnnie Walker. It's probably the lack of the grain in it, but gosh darn it, that is bloody good. Wow, this is an interesting little dilemma, isn't it? The finish on it is, I would say, it's on the longer side. It's not very moderate. It's got a little bit of heat on the finish, not too much. And that oakiness comes out. They talk about cedar. I'm not getting cedar at all. I am definitely getting some nice vanilla. I'm getting some nice little bit of saltiness on it. But it's not like, if you have a Talisker 10, for example, that is, you taste that saltiness. Yeah, you taste it. It slaps you in the face. And that sometimes is what you want. I know originally I was a bit against salty, briny whiskies, but anyway, so this does have that little bit of subtlety to it. But I tell you the one thing I'm not getting is I'm not getting quite so much of that smokiness. On the finish, they talk about a smoky finish. It is beyond subtle. It's up there with the smokiness of a red. Like, it is that thin on the smokiness. But it's okay. It's like, it's not a strong peated whiskey. And that's fine. No problem with that. So if they've got Kalila in it, then it's clearly not very strong. And Talisker as well. It's, for some reason, it's just not coming through to me. But that's okay. But that's totally okay. It's not all about the peat. But yeah, honestly, that is delightful in a way I did not expect. And like I say, that's given me a little bit of a dilemma. Because, let's talk about the rating now. Okay, so the Johnnie Walker Green, what do we get? On the cost, clearly it's a 2. And it's ever so slightly cheaper than the Gold Reserve. So it's affordable for good whiskey. If you get a good deal on it, geez, I tell you, it's decent value for a blended malt. But the quality is what's got me stumped, because I initially thought, it makes me smile, no doubt about it. We're going for a 3, definitely. It's good, but and I'd put it above the Gold Reserve, I would. But I don't know if it's that much above it to cross into a 4. That's my dilemma. It's probably on the high 3. It's not quite a 4, but geez, that's not bad at all, eh? If I were to reach between this and the Gold Reserve, I would reach for this. I think I would not hesitate. If I could only pick one, I would go for the green. So overall, that makes this a green. Which is generally keep some of these on hand. And like I say, if I could reach for one or the other, I'm pretty sure between the Gold Reserve and the green, then I would pick the green pretty much of the time. I'm thoroughly impressed and surprised by this in a very good way. I'd heard good things. I didn't expect it to be quite this good, but you know what? I'm impressed, Johnnie Walker. It's just well done. And with that, cheers. See you next time. That is just delightful.